service is a job that I've heard a lot of my friends have experiences with in high school. A lot of my friends were working things like retail, or they were working with younger kids as a lifeguard and teaching them how to swim, but a good amount of them had jobs in food service. Food service is a job that a lot of young adults gravitate towards, and oftentimes some of the things I would hear from my friends were their negative experiences with their coworkers or managers or with a customer that they had that day. I always thought that they were over-exaggerating for a good amount of the time when they were telling me about what was going on, but it wasn't until I finally got a job in food service that I realized that they were sugarcoating a lot of the things that they experienced. Food service is a job that a lot of young adults gravitate towards just because there are so many positions that need people and so many places that are hiring that need more and more people to work in their establishment. Food service is everywhere we go, whether we go driving down the street and we see a fast food restaurant like McDonald's or Burger King, Chipotle, literally anywhere you'll find a fast food place. Even in the grocery store, you'll see the Starbucks stand where they're selling drinks or a Jamba Juice or even their own deli in like food areas. There's always going to be a food service job open. Personally, I have worked in food service. I have done hosting and I have been a food runner. For hosting, I usually took care of answering phone calls. I would take orders over the phone if necessary. I also dealt with a lot of to-go orders and just reservations and seating people when they arrived at the restaurant. And as a food runner, I took their food to their tables. Something that I realized with my time working in food service is that it teaches you so many valuable skills that I eventually needed and used later on in life, and as just like skills that I use in other jobs. One thing that I learned is that teamwork and communication is super important. If you're not working as a team with your coworkers, anything that you have planned out will fall apart. Just because if you are trying to find a table for 20 people and you need a certain amount of tables and one person doesn't know, that can ruin your whole plan, and then you have to find a different thing that works. And the only way to stop the plan from falling apart is informing everyone of what's going on, whether that be the other host, other food runners, servers, or the managers themselves. So that way you receive some help. Another thing that I also learned is that not everyone is going to be reliable. Just like in school where you're put in a group for a group project, not everyone is going to pull their own weight and do their own work. You have to learn how to pick up other people's jobs and fill in for people that aren't doing their part. Because everywhere you go in food service and other jobs, there's always going to be someone that doesn't put in the same amount of effort and work that you do, which is just something that you see generally throughout life. Food service also taught me that you need to take things with a grain of salt for a good amount of the things within life and in work. Some people will come into a restaurant, be super upset because we didn't have something that they wanted in stock, or we didn't have a table ready for them. That if they were a reservation, we didn't have a table ready, sometimes that would happen, or if they made a reservation at the wrong location. Sometimes they'll get so mad that they say something to you, and while they don't necessarily mean it, they still say it. So taking things with a grain of salt and not letting it get to you, because one wrong comment can really ruin your whole day. And it really teaches you that not everyone is being serious, and you never know what someone else is going through. It's also taught me that you have to make the best out of a bad situation. Because no matter what, you're still going to that one place to make money and just work. And no matter what you are going through, there is always going to be work that you have to do. So really just putting on a better face and just getting through it, knowing that it's one thing that we said when I worked is that it's just food. There's no reason to get upset over it. There's no reason to let it ruin your day. Food service is a job that a lot of young adults gravitate towards just because it's so open and they are constantly needing more and more people. And it really does teach you a lot of valuable skills like communication, teamwork, and just being okay with not everyone doing their own part. The ways that you apply it throughout your own life is that when you go out with friends or with family, knowing that you need a tip and actually be kind to the people that are giving you service, because you never know what's going on in their lives and you never know how the situation is at work or what they're going through. And it really just teaches you so many valuable things that you can apply to other jobs. that make you a better candidate and make you more useful and a better person to work with, someone that everyone enjoys working with. And that's why I believe that everyone should have experience working in food service.